On the morning of March 15th, 44 BC, the most powerful man in the Roman world woke up without knowing that more than 60 men had already agreed he must die. Before sunset, Julius Caesar would be surrounded by blades, stabbed 23 times, and Rome would never be the same again. Caesar had not slept well. His wife, Calpurnia, had woken in the night screaming from a nightmare. She dreamed of holding her husband's bloodied body in her arms. Ancient sources record that she begged him not to go to the Senate that morning. And for a moment, Julius Caesar, conqueror of Gaul, master of the Roman world, actually listened. He sent word that he was unwell and would not attend. That single decision could have changed everything. But the conspirators had planned for exactly this kind of hesitation. One of Caesar's closest allies, a man named Decimus Brutus, not to be confused with the more famous Marcus Brutus, had been placed inside the conspiracy specifically because of his access to Caesar. When news arrived that Caesar might stay home, Decimus went to him personally. He mocked the idea that a man of Caesar's stature would let his wife's bad dream dictate the affairs of Rome. He took Caesar by the arm and walked him toward the door, and Caesar went. Many historians consider this one of the decisive moments of the day, because the man who finally convinced him to leave the house was one of the men planning to kill him. The Senate meeting had been moved to the Theater of Pompey, a vast complex on the field of Mars. The regular Senate house was under renovation, so the session was being held in a hall attached to Pompey's great theater Pompey, the very rival Caesar had defeated in civil war just years before. Whether that detail was deliberate on the conspirators' part is debated. What is not debated is that around 60 conspirators were already waiting inside, and somewhere among them, hidden beneath their togas, were blades. Caesar arrived at the Theater of Pompey later that morning. Ancient accounts record that a soothsayer had warned him weeks earlier to beware the Ides of March, and that as Caesar passed him on the way in, he called out, perhaps with a trace of mockery, that the Ides had come. The soothsayer answered simply, "They have come, but they have not yet gone." Inside, the conspirators moved quickly. A senator named Julius Caesar approached Caesar with a petition, requesting a pardon for his exiled brother. Others crowded around to add their voices. Then Caesar grabbed Caesar's toga and pulled it from his shoulder, the signal. The blades came out at once. Caesar fought back. According to ancient sources, he tried to defend himself with his writing stylus. But he was surrounded on all sides. 23 wounds. Whether Marcus Brutus's blow carried any special meaning to Caesar in those final moments, we cannot say for certain. Ancient sources disagree, and historians remain divided. According to ancient accounts, Caesar pulled his toga over his face and collapsed at the foot of Pompey's statue. The Senate chamber erupted into chaos. Senators who had no part in the conspiracy fled screaming into the streets. The conspirators had assumed Rome would celebrate. They had prepared no plan for what came next. They were wrong about almost everything that followed. Caesar's body lay where it fell for hours. Not a single senator dared approach it. Eventually, 3 slaves carried him home on a litter. The man who had once commanded legions across 3 continents, carried through the streets of his own city by servants. And then came the funeral. Mark Antony delivered a public oration over Caesar's body, and Caesar's will was read aloud to the Roman people. Caesar had left money to every citizen of Rome. The crowd saw the body. They heard the words. And something in the city shifted in a single afternoon. The conspirators had killed a man, but in doing so, They had created something far more dangerous, a martyr. Within days, the city was burning. Caesar's death didn't end the Roman Republic that day, but it tore something loose that could never be put back. The civil wars that followed, the chaos, the betrayals, they would consume an entire generation. And when the dust finally settled, a young man named Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir, stood alone at the top of the Roman world. He became Augustus. He became the first emperor. The Republic was gone. 60 men thought they were saving Rome. Instead, they handed it to one. If this story moved you, subscribe to Empire Atlas. There's a lot more history worth knowing.